Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of 12-inch figure Fanatic. Remember to subscribe. So today we're going to be opening up the freshly released Squid Game's Seong Gi-hun. Obviously it was a very popular show. I'm surprised that they didn't jump on board with creating this figure while it was sort of midstream, maybe between season 1 and season 2 would have been ideal. So they were a little late to the game, but the important thing is it's here now. We're going to open this up, see what we got going on, and we're also going to do a side-by-side with a custom that I put together myself a while back as sort of a holdover, knowing that this figure was still coming out at some point. Let's take a closer look. All right. So I have to admit, I was kind of surprised at how quickly this show became a hit, especially considering it was out of South Korea. So being foreign and all, but I think Netflix caught on to something very important there when they start. Well, first of all, when they started adopting some variety from international sources, but this show in particular, boy, I mean, it really hit the spot. And I'm sorry that the saga is over, or is it? So you got the window here with everything going on. Quite a bit going on here. So there's, looks like a number of accessories. It's got, the box had some weight to it because the display base is a little bit more elaborate than just the standard one. Straight to the figure itself. All right, so the figure itself, well, let's take this protective piece off here. There's a lot of, oops. There's a lot of protective material on this figure, so much so I couldn't get the material out from under the ankle. There we go. So it's wrapped just to protect the body from any staining from the green of the material, probably. But it's all the way up here, and I just haven't removed it at all. But the shoes also don't come off, so it's not like you could just slide it off like I was able to do up here with the wrist area. The head sculpt, spot on. I mean, I'd say almost photorealistic there. Right down to the texturing and the skin, placement of wrinkling, even the hair sculpt. Now, as you saw a minute ago, this comes right off, so you could adjust the rolling eyeballs. They do roll independently, which I recently showed you in art has a nice feature where you move the eyes via magnet in front of the face, and because of that feature, the eyes move in sync versus running the risk of them being a little bit off when you're trying to adjust each of them manually. But you could see the seam. It sort of zigzags there, but it's concealed very nicely all the way throughout. You got the Sonon 456 on the back. Very nice choice of materials. Same thing patch right here. This one looks like it's Velcro, and the Velcro holds pretty nicely as well. Matching shirt underneath, 456. And the shoes are, you know, I like how they did it because the bottom, the sole of the shoe is white, pure white, and the top of the shoe is sort of an off-white, almost yellowish white. And they could have done the whole thing a solid color and called it quits, but I like how they did that because that's how the shoe really looked. And the fit on it is very nice. He wore it kind of loose, including the bagginess in the pants. And the body type is also very appropriate. Not too thin, but not a standard thickness body. Very nice figure. We have also a mask here. It doesn't have the straps in there. I'm going to start spacing out on what some of these objects are. I remember they're from the show, but I just don't remember the context. So I'm guessing these are stone tablets of some kind. And you got that thing that he kicks, and it's got the 3 shapes on the bottom there. Little pom-pom feature there. This is interesting. I remember this shape from, this is where the money falls into. It was clear and hanging from the ceiling in their living space. I don't remember it in this context, though, as a golden statue. And then this anklet thing, looks like it comes off. Yeah. So you would just wrap that around his ankle and it snaps back in. And it's got a simulated lock and key in there. No movement. And you got 2 of these slap origami things made of plastic. I don't blame him for not trying to make this out of paper. It's like a little board game thing. They don't come out at all. Come on. There we go. All right, so this looks like a spinning top, and this goes in there, kind of just inserts in there. And it's got a nice pattern in there, a sticker. Got his stand right here. There's his name. This is not sculpted, this is printed on. Nicely done though, it looks realistic enough. Of course you got the extra hands, didn't mention that earlier. Very nicely done. Rest of the display base. These odd pieces here. Extra pegs. Always got the extra pegs. All right, and this looks like a battery-operated feature. I forgot about this. Yeah, so once again, Hot Toys does not do internal battery systems anymore. So you've got to use an external USB power source. Is that open? No, that's just decoration, but it looks like it's a drawer. All right, so let's get this set up. I'll read the instructions for this. Get a power bank so we can demo it. Set up the figure, do a side-by-side with my old one, and give you my final thoughts. All right, welcome back. So I have this plugged into my USB power bank, as inconvenient as it is. The wheels don't work on the bottom. They don't rotate either. The bow is made of plastic, in case you can't tell by looking at it from the video. I gotta say, I'm very disappointed in this box. I'm glad that they have it overall, but they just kind of took a shortcut. So you'd figure you can press the buttons up front here and something would happen, but not the case at all. No sound effects whatsoever. And in order to change the light, you don't press the button themselves. You have this switch in the back. So it's either the red one, off, or if you push it all the way to the other side, blue. I would have liked it if you could change it from the front and if there was a sound effect. Like, you know, one of the bad guys saying a final score, like 220 to 59 or whatever. but something other than the way they did this. It's like they didn't go all the way with it. Now the figure itself, so I got it all set up on the base here. And simulated stairs. So if you remember, there's that large room where the stairs go all over the place. These are magnetic, and they simply just get placed on the side here, like that. Looks decent enough. I like the presentation. Now let's look at my custom here. So now keep in mind, right away you notice the difference in hairstyle. This is the hairstyle he had in season 1. Also, you can tell the color is very different. Obviously, more show accurate over here. This is just like a pure green, and this one's more of a forest green. And then the way this kit came, because I bought the body separate, the clothing separate, and the head sculpt separate, and just combined all of them. And this was a sticker that simply went on top of the shirt. And we know when you put plain stickers on material, it doesn't stick too well, especially over time, and that's the case here. The patches on the outside, they are made of material, so the look of it blends into the clothing, but it's also sticky, and it lost its stickiness over time. Same thing with the one back here. He's got his loafers, but there's no weathering on them at all. Also, the ankle is just purely exposed. Looks like a prosthetic leg, whereas you can see on the Hot Toys one, it blends into the shoe quite nicely. Basic hands, because it's a basic body, and the head sculpt is kind of loose on here. But aside from that, it just doesn't look like him as well either. Now, he did look slightly younger in the first season, but this, aside from the aging, this just is a little off, whereas Hot Toys is spot on. So I will definitely be listing my old one on eBay. Look out for that if you're interested. Otherwise, the Hot Toys figure, scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give it a 9.1. I'm taking points off just for the quality of this thing and the way it operates. Other than that, ironic that if they didn't include this, it would have left a better impression with me, and it probably would have got closer to 10. But solid figure by itself, awesome, no regrets there, and yeah, they didn't take too many shortcuts as far as the figure itself goes. But overall, when you look at the whole set, you could tell they still got a little bit ways to go to catch up to the reputation of what InArt is releasing lately. Anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys, and see you next time.